This week, Louisiana made it a law that all public schools will have to display the 10 Commandments. It has to be poster-sized, easy to read, and in every classroom from kindergarten through college in schools that receive state funding. So can they actually do that? We're taking a closer look with attorney David Betras for Legally Speaking. Dave, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. But Dave, I want to just start off with, doesn't this go against the whole idea of separation of church and state?
So let's try to break it down a little simpler.
Okay.
There are actually two different clauses in the First Amendment. There's the freedom to practice the religion you want to practice, and then there's the Establishment Clause. So this is on the Establishment Clause. Now the Supreme Court, as of 2005, said no 10 Commandments in the classrooms, but this is a different Supreme Court. Don't forget, one time a Supreme Court ruled Plessy versus Ferguson was the law, or that, you know, with the Dobbs decisions, they erased your constitutional rights to abortion. As the Supreme Court presently, their precedents, their stare decisis. People heard of the word stare decisis. What stare decisis means is court will follow its old cases unless something new has happened. But this is a different Supreme Court, very much a conservative Supreme Court. They used to have this test called the Lemon Test back in the 1970s or 80s, and they had 3 prongs to the test. It's a little too complicated to talk about here. And then, if you remember, in 2022, that coach that tried to kneel with his players in the middle of the field and say a prayer, they modified the Lemon Test with some type of like a historical precedent test. So as it currently sits now, I think that a district court and a court of appeals will strike this down. Potentially this case could make it all the way to the Supreme Court, and there could be a new test for that or not. But when you're in a public school with public school children, first of all, there's Muslim children in there. There's people that practice Hinduism, and there's Buddhists. So the whole idea behind the First Amendment is that they have found, and when the founding fathers studied history, they have found that when the government sanctions a religion, a sort of theocracy, or the religion controls the government. And they don't want that in this country. They want no entanglement between the government and whatever faith it is. And so it's a fine line, and it's a balancing test, and I think ultimately this will get to the Supreme Court. And the way this Supreme Court is currently constituted, it just may change the rules again. Yeah.
Do you think this is a situation where someone's pretty much testing the Constitution?
Absolutely. That's absolutely what they're doing. That's what they did with the Dobbs decision. You know, they passed the law. They knew it was unconstitutional. District Court struck it down. Court of Appeals struck it down. Went to the Supreme Court, and they changed the whole landscape for access to abortion. So this could be another test case. You know, these state legislatures are going to keep pushing while this court is constituted as it currently is.
Well, we'll just sit and wait and watch it all play out.
Watch it all play out. That's right.
Thank you so much, Dave.